being able to train racehorses in Kentucky for me is a dream come true. My name is Mark Sims, and I train racehorses for a living. This is premier horse racing, the best of the best. Best bred horses are here in Kentucky, and I would argue with anybody that this is the toughest circuit in America to win races. So to be here, to have stalls here, and to be able to compete and to win is amazing. I started on a little Indian reservation in North Dakota, about 5 miles from the Canadian border, a little bush track. My grandpa trained horses. His father was a jockey, so as long as I can remember, all I've been passionate about is race horses. The reason I can train horses in Kentucky is because I was in the military. I reached out to several trainers, but Dale Romans had an assistant whose son was in the 82nd Airborne. So she kind of opened the door for me. I went out to a farm out in Goshen that he had and really started from the ground, and then met Dale, worked my way up to an assistant, and then went out on my own. I can remember pulling into Louisville, and the first thing I did was stop at Churchill Downs, and I got in front of the statue of Barbaro, and I remember like feeling really emotional. So my first win at Churchill Downs was really, really sweet. What was so cool about it was my parents were able to come into town. I had the whole family with me. I probably shouldn't say this for my wife, but having the kids is awesome, but watching your horse turn for home with a shot to win is really awesome. One thing they tell you as a horse trainer is you're not supposed to get attached because it's a business, but it's hard not to do when you're with them all the time. This is a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week kind of deal. Horses don't celebrate Christmas. They don't go out trick-or-treating on Halloween. The analogy I like to use is I'm like a horse track coach, but my athletes can't verbally talk to me, but when you're extremely involved, they can talk to you in the stall. You can see how they're standing, kind of figuring out what's right, what's wrong, how their flesh looks, how their skin looks, and try to figure out if the diet's right, and make sure when they go out there to train or to race that they're the best physically that they can be. So as a visitor to Kentucky, there's a couple different ways you can experience horse racing. The best and probably most exciting is to come out here to Churchill Downs or go to Keeneland or Turfway and watch it live. If it's your first time, go out there, pick the prettiest one, and make your bet. One way to get really up close and personal is to go to one of the farms and doing one of the local tours. The Kentucky Derby, they do a museum tour where you can kind of go around and see the horses, but you can also go to a lot of these big stud farms like in Lexington and really get up close and personal with like some champions, some really nice race horses, some big sires you can go pet and take pictures with. By far, my grandpa has had the biggest inspiration on my life. We've always had a connection. Him passing away is part of the reason that I decided to take this venture on my own. But he'd be extremely proud. He was kind of a tough guy, so he probably wouldn't tell me he was proud of me, but I know when he was talking to his buddies and stuff, he'd always tell them that his grandson was in Kentucky